Hello, this is Dr. Michelle Casorla. You can call me Dr. K, of course. And I'm going to talk today about how to use NotebookLM for your research project. So I'm going to start off by just going to NotebookLM, and it's NotebookLM.google.com. All right. Now, when you start, you're going to have to establish an account, but I already have one, of course. As you can tell, I've got a bazillion things in it. So I'm going to create a new notebook today so that I can show you how to do this. So you're going to hit Create New. And the first thing that's going to come up is this upload sources, but I don't want this. I want to first name my notebook. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm really, really careful about how you name your notebooks. And the reason why is I want you to get into a good habit of naming every notebook so that you know exactly what's in it and you can find it, okay? So we're going to start out with 1102 Research Project. There you go. All right, now I want to add some sources, but first I'm going to have to go find those sources. So let's say I wanted to do my research project, and I'm going to go to Perplexity. And Perplexity will only allow me 5 free searches, so I'm going to be really careful about how I do this. I also recommend that you're really careful about how you do this. And I'm just going to put in I want to have a career as a pharmacist. However, I know that AI, robotics, technology, and other future how about AI, robotics, and other future technologies. Future technologies may interrupt my career. Please provide me with 10 sources about whether being a pharmacist is a good career choice in 2025. Give me sources that are both pro and con. And I think that's it. Okay, let's try that. So it's gathering my sources. It's going to look through a whole bunch of information. Okay, this is why it is a good choice. This is why it is not a good choice. What's going on with automation and stuff like that. So first I'm going to look, I'm supposed to have a minimum of 3 sources. So let's say I grab at least 2 sources from here and maybe 2 sources from here. So here's the 5 in-demand careers for pharmacists and the future of pharmacy. I don't really like that this is a staffing website, so I'm not going to pull up that source. The future of pharmacy, how AI automation is transforming pharmacy. I think this is really interesting. This is a LinkedIn article. I'm going to take a look at this article right here. So I'm going to go in here and future of how AI and automation are transforming the industry. This looks like a really good article for me. So I am going to first download this article into Zotero, and I'm going to make sure that my Zotero is on, right? So let me just pull this Zotero in here so you can see it. I'm going to start a new collection here, and I'm going to say pharmacy career in my Zotero. Okay, so I'm just going to move it up here to pharmacy career. I'm going to take it out of group libraries and just put it in my library. So there we go. All right, so I'm going to add this source to my Zotero by going in here and it says that it's adding it to my Zotero. Now I want to make sure that I'm checking my Zotero to see if it went in there and that everything is in there. For example, the author is not there. So I'm going to have to go back into this and find the author and put it back into my Zotero. I just want to make sure that everything's there, right? So here's the author. Now this is first and then last name, but I want it the other direction. So I'm going to click on this little button right here until it changed to Abdullah Zaid. Okay. I want to make sure that I've got the website title. So it looks like it's LinkedIn. So I'm going to go put that in my Zotero. Now, when I go to LinkedIn, it's a linkedin.com. So I'm going to put commercial here for my website title. I want to make sure that I have the date, which is February 25th, 2025. So I know this source is exigent. It's something that is relatable to right now, which is very good. Okay, so I put that date in here. I don't need a short title. I know it's in English, but I'll just stick it in English here. So I have all of this information here. I want to make sure that I've got this. And also, I don't need this for here. I don't know why it's here. So I'm going to fix this title so it just has the future of pharmacy. All right, just quickly checking over to make sure everything's correct in my Zotero. Okay, there we go. It got rid of that little for. All right, perfect. So I have that source. I'm going to go back into my Perplexity. So I have this one already. Is pharmacy a good career option in 2025? This is Yusha Martin University. I'm not really sure if I know what that is, but I might go back to that. I'm just going to, will AI replace pharmacists? Shift RX. That's interesting. Let's go in here. How it will transform but not replace. So this is interesting. It doesn't look like it's a really heavy article, but it might have some good, it does have some really good, this is a 2013 study that's kind of old. Decision support system to support the safe medical prescription. I don't know about this article. I think I'm going to go look for something that's maybe a little bit more scholarly. So here's an occupational outlook handbook. That's nice, from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. This will help me with my definitions and everything else. This is a really, really good, powerful source. And it also has links to work environment, what pharmacists do, all of this. So this will really help me a lot with this paper. And if you don't have a US Bureau of Labor Statistics for this paper, you might want to go and just search this website for whatever career choice you're thinking of. All right, so I'm going to add this one definitely to my Zotero. So I'm going to add that, and I'm going to, of course, go back into my Zotero, make sure that it's got everything I want. It doesn't really have, I don't think it really has a title. So let's go and look. Oops, this is the, will it replace pharmacists? Oh, here's the occupation. So there's no there's no author here. I'm just going to call it the US Bureau of Labor Statistics as the title. So I'm going to go back into my Zotero. There's my US Bureau of Labor Statistics. Yes. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Oh, look, it's got it there for me. Okay, so I'm going to put that down as the title, as the author. And it's also the website title is the US Bureau of Labor Statistics. It's not just any group of labor statistics. Now I'm going to look and see if there's a Friday 18th. Friday, April 18th, 2025 is the date on this. So I'm going to go put that into my Zotero. Sometimes you really have to like add a lot of stuff to Zotero if you're not getting it off of Google Scholar, or if you're not getting it directly off of the library. So I'm just going to put all this stuff in here, make sure that all my sources are right. Okay, it looks like everything is good. So it's a government website. Okay, so I have these two sources in here, right? Okay, and I've got them up here too. So I have the pharmacist and um, just uh, I've got this thing in the way. I don't know why I have this in the way here. I don't know if you can see that thing, but I'm going to have to move this down so I can see. Okay, the future of pharmacy for LinkedIn and will AI replace pharmacist? Okay, I'm going to get rid of the will AI replace pharmacist here. Uh, uh, it's really hard to do because I've got this thing in the middle of my website that I can't see. Oh no. I guess I'll just leave it there for now. Okay, so I'm going to go back into my Perplexity. Okay. Oh, now I can get out of there. It was trying to make me draw something. Okay. So let me get rid of this. I don't need this. Um, there we go. That worked. All right. Make this big again. All right. I'm going to go back to Perplexity. Let's see what else there is. Pharmacy Career Outlook. Is pharmacy career worth it? From Roseman University. I'm not really sure. Clinical pharmacist specializing in chronic disease management. A growing specialization demand. This is interesting. These are high demand pharmacy careers. So it's a specialization in pharmacy. This is interesting. And I'm just going to take a quick look at this to see if I think um, it's a good article. I'm not really sure. I don't like the source. I think it's kind of light. Let's keep looking. Specialty pharmacy boom. This is Roseman University again. AI. I wonder if Roseman University is like a pharmacy college. College of Pharmacy, yeah. What's the current demand, future projections, and demand growth? Um, specialty pharmacy boom. So this has a lot of links that might be helpful for me. So I think I'm going to actually choose this one. So I'm going to go here. And then, of course, I've added it to my Zotero now. And then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to make sure that everything is correct. This would be educational. Let's look for the date. March 25th, 2025. That's a pretty good copy. And it looks like it's by Jason Roth, but that's not here. So Roth, I think I can remember that one, Jason. Okay, and then the date. All right, so I've got three sources, and I'm just going to start with these three sources. You might find something better if you're looking through things, and I do encourage you to keep looking. Sometimes you'll want to go into Perplexity and you'll want to say something like, can you give me some scholarly sources? And it'll give you some less popular sources, more scholarly sources. So here's like the assessment of automation models in hospital pharmacies. This is kind of interesting. So I might look at this for the National Library of Medicine. Okay, so I'm also going to add this to my Zotero. And I think this will probably go in there perfectly. Let me look. Oh, yes, of course. Look, everything's perfect. Excellent. Okay, that's what happens when you do those NIH things. Okay. All right. So I have these sources. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move this down because I still have this weird, like, I don't know, drawing thing up here. I don't know why. Okay, and then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start adding these into NotebookLM. Okay, so this one in particular, I'm not really sure if NotebookLM will take it. So I'm going to go in here first, and sometimes you're going to have a problem with NotebookLM. So I have add a source here, and I can go to, you can upload a source, which is a file. You can do a Google Drive link, or you can paste text. I'm going to do a website. I'm going to stick this in here. I have a feeling it's not going to take it. It might. Oh, it did. It did. It took it. Okay, now if it hadn't taken it, what I would have done actually is go into this and I would have downloaded it as a PDF, and it allows you to download here. But even if it didn't download, I want to show you something that I have. See this little camera here? It's called Go Full Page, and that'll take anything that's on my computer and it'll do the whole page, not just what I can see, but everything. That's an add-in on Chrome. So it's a really great one, and I use it all the time, just so you know. Okay, and then once you download the PDF, and I'm just going to show you how that works. So let's say I downloaded the PDF that it's saving to my computer. Okay, it's got a weird name on it. I'm going to go into my research project here, and I could add it, see, by uploading a source, and here's the source. And then, of course, because it's got this weird name on it, I would definitely want to rename it. So I'm going to click on these little three dots, rename source, which would be assessment of automation models. Okay, this is really a good time also to show you how you can get rid of a source, because of course I now have this in here twice. So I'm going to remove the source, and I just hit delete. There you go. So now I have this in here. I'm going to go in and get these other ones that are, here's the Pharmacy Career Outlook. Okay, so I'm going to grab this URL. Now, I want you to notice that at first I added things into Zotero, and then I'm adding them into NotebookLM. There's a reason. There's a method to my madness, okay? The reason why I'm doing it this way is because once you put something in NotebookLM, it's really hard to get it back out of it to put it in Zotero. So you want to put things in Zotero first and then go back and add them to NotebookLM. So I'm going to add this. It's a website, pasting the URL, insert. It looks like it went in there. If it doesn't go in, it'll turn red, by the way. Okay, then I'm going to go to this next one, which is the Occupational Outlook. I'm grabbing this, copy. I'm going back into my NotebookLM, add, upload source. Oops, no, I don't want to upload the source. I want to add a website. And you'll notice also you can add things like YouTube and all kinds of stuff. And for some reason, it doesn't like TED Talks with YouTube. I don't know why, but it doesn't like TED Talks. So you can't add a TED Talk. I don't know why. But I have a YouTube Premium, so I just download the video and then I upload it in here. Look, it's not going to take this. See how that's red? So I'm going to go back into this. This is the, I believe the pharmacist occupational, is this the occupational outlook that it didn't take? Yeah, it is. Okay, so I'm going to go to this occupational outlook, and I'm going to make, I can make a print of this too. If you want something to be printer friendly, you can do it this way. And I'm going to actually, instead of printing it to a printer, I'm going to print it to PDF. I don't know if you know this little trick, but you can print anything to PDF on your computer. So once it's in PDF, I'm going to make sure I put it in downloads, then I can upload it into NotebookLM. So I'm going to go in here to NotebookLM. I'm going to, because this didn't work, I'm going to delete this, okay, because it didn't work. And I'm going to add it this way, upload source. Here it is, open. Now it's not going to have all the links there, but I can go in there and look for the links later in my Zotero, because Zotero will keep all the links for me and it'll keep the list of the things that I found. And then, of course, I can go into this LinkedIn. Let's see if it's going to take this. I'm just going to hope, okay? So sometimes it's really picky about what it wants to take and what it doesn't want to take. I'm just going to tell you. So you have to kind of be creative on how you're adding your sources to your Notebook LM. Don't get frustrated. And if you get really stuck, I expect a text. You're going to text me, right? You're going to text me? Yes, you're going to text me. Okay. All right. So I have these 4 sources in my Notebook LM. So I'm planning to do this Notebook LM project. All right. So here it is. I have this comprehensive, and I'm going to refresh this because I don't think it has all of my sources in it yet. So I'm probably going to go in here and actually it has 4 sources. Okay. So it's going to give me a summary of all 4 sources, which is really cool. Okay. And also I want to show you a couple of things about NotebookLM. So one thing it'll do is the AI in NotebookLM will only reference what's in the notebook. So it's really helpful because it won't go off hallucinating about crazy things. It'll just look at what you have in the notebook. So it's really wonderful. And you can also choose which one you want. So for example, I could look at this one and I could say, what is an automation system? And it will go into this particular source and it will tell me, refers to technological systems such as robotic systems that perform tests like dispersing, sorting, packaging, and managing inventory and prescription refills. These systems increasingly being adopted. Okay, now I can click on this little one right here and it'll show me where in the text it says that. And if I click on the one, it'll actually go to the text. It'll show me exactly where I can find that information. So I know that the AI isn't hallucinating. It's a really great thing. And if I want to go back to my sources, I just click on this little thing to go back to my sources. Got it? Okay. Now, it'll also do this. Like, let's say I want an overview of this. Let's say I'm driving to class and I'm thinking about my paper and I really want to get an overview of all of this, but I don't want to read it because I'm going to be driving. So I can generate a deep dive conversation. This is a podcast that is generated from my sources. So, and I can ask it, please focus on whether pharmacy is future proof as a career choice in 2025. Okay, so I can ask it to give me, to generate a podcast that's focusing on that specific question. All right, so right now it's generating a conversation based on these 4 sources and what I have asked it to focus on. So it's really, really cool. Okay, and then in a few minutes, what it's going to do, and it'll take a little while, so I might pause the video just for a minute and um, and come back to when it has that generated. Okay, so I'm back and we have this research project. It took just a few minutes for it to produce a podcast, and this is what the podcast sounds like.
Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever paused, like really stopped to consider the journey your prescription takes? From the doctor's desk all the way into your hand.
It's actually way more complex than most people think, isn't it?
Exactly. And it's changing, like incredibly fast. So today, we're diving deep into a big question. Is a career in pharmacy really future proof in 2025, especially with, AI and automation marching relentlessly forward?
What's truly fascinating here is just the sheer speed of it all.
Yeah.
The whole pharmaceutical landscape is evolving so
Okay, so
quickly.
you can
Driven by
see
innovation.
that
Yeah,
this is
absolutely.
a
Relentless
really
innovation.
it's not like a robotic sounding podcast. It's kind of entertaining and interesting. It's got these 2 speakers. You've probably heard these speakers all over. You've probably listened to these podcasts. So, but this will focus one on what you are interested in, and it'll even do this. If you go to interactive mode like this, and then you play it.
Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever paused, like really stopped to consider the journey your prescription takes? from the doctor's desk all the way into a hand.
It's actually way more complex than most people think, isn't it?
Exactly. And it's changing like incredibly fast. So today we're diving deep into a big question. Is a career in pharmacy really future-proof in 2025, especially with, AI and automation marching relentlessly forward?
What's truly fascinating here is just the sheer speed of it all. The whole pharmaceutical landscape is evolving so quickly.
Driven by innovation, yeah.
So
Absolutely
can you tell
relentless in it.
me
Oh, wait,
what the role of
someone wants to
robots
join.
is
Hey,
in
go for it.
pharmacy in the future?
That is an excellent question, and it
Okay,
actually
so
ties
as you
in
can see,
perfectly
I
with what
can
we're
even
talking about
join the
today.
Yeah, we're definitely going
conversation
to dive into
and
that.
ask questions about my topic as it's going through. So it's a really crazy AI, but it can really help you with a lot of things. You can summarize any of these. You can ask questions, and if you wanted to use it for other classes, like let's say you have an economics class, you could add your economics a book, your all the prep materials that your teacher gave you, PDFs that they had handed out or that were in the class. And you could put them all into your notebook, and then you could even have it quiz you. You could have it make tests. You could do all kinds of things. So hopefully this is going to really help you in the future. And I hope you liked this short introduction. And please let me know. You can text me, of course. You can write me about any kind of questions that you might have. Okay, I'll see you later.